Okay, good morning, everyone. Officially, how's everyone doing this morning?
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm doing great.
Great, great, great. Enjoy your breakfast, Shanghai.
Yep. With egg and fish.
Nice. All right, cool. So how many of us get the chance to read the chapter on presentation skills? Sorry, what was that?
Not yet.
Not yet. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we have been reading the lesson,
For my
but
group.
yeah, in terms to do that, we have to prepare our report as well. But right now, we doing our report. So
And how about, did you guys get to look at the exercise that I've uploaded for you to watch the videos?
yeah, I have seen that. I have watched that. Yeah, it's
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
Okay, let me actually.
So now I understand what is the meaning of bang, bing, bang.
The Big Bang, the hook, yeah? Then maybe you can, I'll ask you to explain it later. Or just do that. Okay, I'm just seeing that's only a few of you who've turned in that. All right, okay, cool. No worries. Let's get started then, and then we can. Okay, can everyone see my screen fine?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Cool. So we're talking about presentation skills, and I've added a few of like my, I guess, like favorite or the things that really like that I've seen working throughout the years. This again I'm talking about presentation skills when you are going to be face to face, when you're presenting face to face, but it's of course ideas and tips that you can use for a Zoom presentation, for a Google or whatever you use online tool you would use to give a presentation, share your report and whatnot. So some of the tips that I've shared, they might be more specific for presentation in front of people. But that doesn't mean that like I said, that you can't apply this onto, when you have a Zoom call, yeah? Okay, let's do a quick warm up. Let's get everyone up.
Get up, get up.
Get up, get up, get up. Let's move a little bit. Wait, you can't see. All right, and let's do a morning dance. Exactly, that's it. So do whatever you need to do to get yourself feeling a bit more energized. I tend to jump a little bit like this sometimes to help me out with that. So let's do that. Let me see. Can I see everyone? I hope those of you who have your cameras off, you still do this.
I use desktop, so I don't have camera.
It's okay. It's okay. As long as you're moving, Chona, that's all that matters. Okay, and now let's shake it off a little bit. And now we are more ready. I like the dance, Vietnam.
More easy.
It's not in the best.
I know, right? Okay, cool. Let's begin. Presentation skills. Why is it important for people to listen to us? Why do you guys think?
Why is it important for people to listen to us?
You want to answer the question, Monica?
Okay, let me try.
Go for it.
Why it's important for people to listen to us? That it is important because when people listen to us, we can share our idea, our knowledge. We can show them what what to do.
Mhm. Yeah. Keep going. You're on the right path.
And that's all I'm thinking.
That's all. Okay, cool. Does anyone else have anything to add to that? So it's important that we share our ideas. Yeah, it's important that people
I think
share our story. Yeah, go for it, Sabat.
I think people care so much about own benefit. When we talk about it means when we try to let them to talk about themselves and really to own benefit for them, so they will care so much. Like I want to give you $100 people. I want to get that. So I think the first one, people care about benefit.
So we think people care about benefits, so we need to tell them about benefits.
Yes, like why important, because we care about them. So talk about the program, own program, own issue. Like now they have a lot of people an employee, so people they no job, they have no money, so people need to get more job, get more skills. So if we talk about this thing to the people that they don't have a job, so they care so much.
So you're talking about like talking about something that is interesting to others.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. Does anyone else have anything to add?
I think that people that listen to us because they are wonder sometimes, and about benefit, sometimes they think they get about more knowledge. Like sometimes when we post something to presentation, like someone is looking for the job, and we tell that you will have the job after listen our presentation, or you can earn the money by listen our presentation, and you will know something when you listen to our presentation. That's why people wonder and want some benefit from that, so they will listen mostly.
Yeah, cool. So in order to make people listen to us, though, what do we need to do? What do you think we need to do, like, in order for people to listen to us? What is important in how we present the story, on how we talk to them?
We use the question and use the keyword that related to the user need. Like what I say early, it's like get $100 when you finish the chapter, or something like the get more job when you listen to our full article, or something like that.
It's all about the money, huh? So it's important. You guys said a few important things in there, key things. Yeah. So it's important that we talk with confidence, yeah, in such a way, and that we convince and we persuade people. Yeah. So we positively influence them. That's one thing. So then people want to listen to our idea. And then it's also important that we know our audience. So we know what message then we need to send them, yeah, and how we present that message to them, yeah. So this is very, very important. We've talked about this a little bit in storytelling as well, and like storytelling, presentation skills. I mean, very similar in here. I just want to talk a little bit more about the tools that you can use to present your story in a more powerful way, yeah. Okay, cool. So again, how we share our ideas matters because of all these things that we just said. We want people to hear us, we want people to understand our message, and we want people to do what we ask them to do at the end of it, yeah? Cool, I have a little game for you. Has anyone here done an elevator pitch before? Are you familiar with this concept of elevator pitch?
No, I haven't heard before.
No, okay. Anyone else?
No, I never.
No.
I
No?
never as well.
Never as well. Okay, so this is a concept typically used. It starts with businesses and with startups, where you would have 60 to 90 seconds to tell the story of your business, to introduce your business. Yeah, very, very quickly. So it's called elevator pitch. Sorry, can we mute that mic? It's called elevator pitch because, all right, just going back, because we will have the time as we go in an elevator for a few floors, we have a short time, yeah? So this is why it's called elevator pitch. So typically, what is interesting about your business? What is interesting about what you do? What is unique about your business and so on? So this would be the sort of things that an investor would like to hear in like 60 to 90 seconds, yeah? So we're taking this concept and we're applying it to ourselves. What is important, how we present ourselves, what we would we say about ourselves in the same amount of time, yeah? And I think we discussed this a little bit. This was a while back when I asked you guys this question, what is your value, yeah? Does anyone remember this?
Can you give the example?
Yeah, we discussed a little bit about, we said before, I think Su Cheng was mentioning about her previous job, and I think a few of you as well said that you don't really know what your value is and how would you articulate that to someone. You know, like, I'm really good at this, these are my areas of expertise, or what I'm really good. This is what I would bring into a company. This is the value that I have to bring to a company. You guys remember that? Yes, no?
Yes, I remember.
Yes, you remember. Okay, so let's do a quick exercise now. I'll give you guys 5 minutes. I showed 10, but it's only just 5. So I'll give you guys 5 minutes to write down what is your value. Like, so say, for example, you met me for the first time and you want to tell me what can you do for in general, what value would you bring in a company, yeah, with the skills that you have right now. What do you think your value is right now? And then I'll pick a few people at random who are going to tell us the value in an elevator pitch format, so 60 to 90 seconds. Guys, can I just remind everyone to please mute your mics if you're not going to talk? So if you're not talking, mute your mics, so then it's okay, awesome, thank you. Okay, does everyone understand what this exercise is about?
Okay, I got it.
I think I got it.
Okay, can someone explain it to us?
Tell our value.
Uh-huh. And what are the instructions?
Give 5 minutes, and after the 5 minutes, you write down every value that you think you have and tell to Uni.
Okay, great. And you present it to us, yeah, in 60 seconds. Okay, so the elevator pitch. All right, everyone ready? Get steady. Go. 5 minutes start now. I'll set the timer as well, so we have it. All right, who is ready? And no one is talking to me. It might be that my internet stopped, but I can see people moving. Guys, can someone say something for real? Because I don't know if it's working. Okay. All right. I'm gonna start nominating. Su Cheng, tell us your story. 60 seconds. Yeah. Let me know when you're ready and I'll set the timer.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're ready? All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, Uni. I know that you are looking for a salesperson, and I'm so interested in that job. Actually, I have 9 year experience in the sales skill in hospitality industry, and I have both sales soft and hard skill. For the soft skill, I have learned. I understand about communications, delivering feedbacks, value in partnership, and also digital marketing. And for the hard skill, I have knowledge of Google Workspace. And for my personality, I'm very humble person. That's all I.
Awesome. Good job
Thank
for
you.
for your first one. Awesome. Cool. Who is going next? Let me pick. Lim Rani, do you want to go next?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Let me
Okay.
know when you're ready.
Okay, I can try.
Go.
Yeah. Good morning, Uni. Yes. I am Rani. I have an experience as a salesperson. It's the same Su Cheng. And I heard that you have looking for the sale for your company. Yes. I think I am able to be a part of your company. I am a honestly and hardworking person. Yeah. If you choose me, I I honestly
Keep going.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Based on my work, okay. Based on my work experience, I think that I can bring you more business to your company. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's all for me. I stop a little bit and then give me a time I try later.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Well done. I mean, like, this is the first time I know it's in the first time you do this is a bit weird to even say, because you don't know what to say, especially if you've never done it before. Okay, we'll get one more. Tuna.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
Hello, Yuni. My name is Chuna, and I know you are looking for architect. I am interested and might be suitable for job. I have interest in. I have experience in tourism and industry. No. Sorry again. I have experience in tourism and service sector for a few years, and I also have experience in architect and interior design for almost 3 years. I have a good communication. I about to work in individual and teamwork. I also flexible. I can move to Phnom Penh. It's job requires, and I also can do digital marketing. Okay, that's all for me.
Awesome. That was like on the bang on 60 seconds. Okay, cool. How did it feel doing this? For all of you, question now.
For me, still frustration, still frustration for me.
Yeah. Why is
Even,
that?
yeah. Maybe my self-confidence still not good enough. Even I did not talk fast yet.
Yeah, well done for recognizing that though, because not a lot of
Yeah.
people would be aware of that. So then if you recognize it, you can start working on it. So that's really good.
For me, it's too like Bongchona. It's yeah, maybe because I don't have enough confidence, and such is the first time for me on Zoom. Yeah. Sometimes I still worry about my speaking. So it's like it's make me feel interrupt when I talk. Yes. So
what are you most worried about? Like, what are you concerned about?
it's like it's grammar or what I say is right or wrong. Yes, it's like that. It's my language.
So it's mainly language.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like that, like I said to you guys, you all have great English. So start with that in mind, because if I'm constantly saying my English is not good enough, I'm not really helping myself. So we can understand one another. So that's all that matters. The rest just comes with practice. And even when you speak English for many years, and even when English is your own language, this doesn't mean that you are not going to make errors or that you know everything and you know all the words, right? So focus more on, can this person understand me? Can I talk in such a way that I can be understood? And then the rest, it just comes along, right? As the more you practice. Who else?
For me, I don't care much about the grammar, but when I talk, sometimes all the words come to me all at once, so I feel so boom in my mind. That's why I difficult sometimes to choose which word to talk.
Yeah.
I feel so stressed when I talk to formal one, the formal.
Yeah. I mean, like I can 100% understand that, and it's the cure to that is to practice, and to practice with different people, also to notice how they respond to your presentation in a way, or like the way you showcase your values. So what I would encourage all of you to do going forward would be to start refining this pitch about yourself. Yeah, so to every day, like maybe consider, or if you think every day is too much, maybe every week kind of sit down and see, okay, what are the things that I'm really good at? What are the things that I really like doing? How would I present this to someone? What would I say to someone? So not necessarily someone that you want to, like, I'm guessing this is in all cultures, where you meet someone, especially when you go to networking events, or even if you have like an online session, people would ask you, what do you do? What is your background? Where have you worked, right? So we're constantly being asked these questions. So it's good to have, that's a good opportunity to practice. And it's good to have that as a, like in a way, it's your story, right, that you share with people, but you you arrange it in such a way that it includes all the relevant details, and then you start you start sharing it with other people, and you can create a few different stories that you share, and you almost like we would do with ads, A/B test. Yeah, we share this story, we say this, you say that, and then you see how people respond to that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Do we have? Sorry, go ahead.
I should try this technique.
Yeah, it's like I always say to people, the only way to get confident, the only way to get better or something is by practicing and by doing. You're not gonna sit around there and just like all of a sudden you're gonna be confident, right? Like when I first started many years ago to teach workshops, I was the opposite of what you see today. And the only way I was able to become more confident was to just talk to more people and to make myself feel uncomfortable, because that's how you get out of your comfort zone, right? If you're constantly waiting to feel comfortable, that means that you're not pushing past this moment where you want to grow, right? Because growth never feels comfortable. When you get challenged, when you do things that you have no idea how to do, it doesn't really feel comfortable. Yeah. Okay. Before we move on, does anyone want to share their pitch? Is anyone in here who thinks that I have an awesome elevator pitch that I'm dying to share with all of you?
Oh no, it is a secret.
What?
It is secret.
It's a secret.
Yeah.
Come on, this is your chance to practice. This is your chance to practice.
Show you a secret.
Van Hai, do you want to go?
No, I don't want to go.
Why not?
I think because he does not want to be a salesperson.
But it's not about sales. When, by the way, any job you do, you have to sell yourself, right? You are selling yourself. We're constantly in, because we're interacting with people. Any role you work in, I argue, is a customer service role, because you work with people, right?
Yeah, Van Hai, you should tell us your value, because you already sold your value.
No,
and you got higher. So
I think you should show your value too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. But honestly, I cannot tell my value right now because I have no interview. But instead, you just got higher. I think it is good experience and you can share it about your value because you just sold it to the company. Let's do it.
Just a lucky.
Okay, so no one?
All right, I will share. I have not been in like an interview, like job interview before. So like I got 2 jobs already, but I have never like gone into an interview. So this probably my first try.
Awesome, let's go.
Okay. So in terms of my values that I can contribute to this company, I would say that I have both soft skills and hard skills. For the hard skills, I'm really good, a really good customer service, and because I have been in so many kind of works that require me to do some kind of communication and as well as providing a service to our customer, and also it's also really important for me to state this as well because I actually speak several languages, and English and Khmer can be like my perfect languages. So as a salesperson, I think this is a really good point and a really good contribution I can give to the company. And for the hard skill, I can say I'm really good at communicating with people due to my experiences in engaging in community works. So with all these skills that I have mentioned, I am confident to say that I will bring the most and apply what I have learned from my past to this job and make this role a perfect fit for me as well. That's it.
Awesome, well done.
Rani, I think you failed the interview already.
Thank you.
Oh, because you don't show your face to the interview.
Yeah, I know.
Her internet is not very stable, is it?
Yeah, and today I'm at home, so my internet is so good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Too good to show my face.
All right. Okay, guys, that was good. Love the fact that you know, like this, take the opportunity. And piece of advice for all of you: always take the opportunity when it's given to you to showcase, to practice. Yeah, even if you're afraid, if you're embarrassed, if you don't want to do it, and so on, don't miss the opportunity to get feedback and get better. All right, on this note, let's move on. So what are the elements of a good presentation? So what I chose to do, it's something that I've learned from one of my mentors a few years ago, who is like a great public speaker. And he taught me to think of a presentation in terms of a house, yeah? So with a house, if you think about it, we have a few elements, right? We have the foundation of a house, we have the structure, and then we have the decoration, yeah? So this is how I split the elements, the tools that we need to use in each of those regions, simply because it's easy to remember. So I've read quite a lot of things over the years. I've tried different things over the years. And to me, this is actually one of the techniques that works the best. And I wanted to share it with you in the hope that it will help you guys as well, right? So let's start with the foundation. So in the foundation, we have eye contact, very, very important, yeah? Especially when we are in a room of people, right? It's very good to move around to look at everyone rather than sometimes when we are nervous, and I don't know if you can relate to it, if you've had to do many presentations, but sometimes you tend to focus just on one person because you're so nervous and you don't know what to do. And then maybe there's one or two friendly faces in the audience and they look at you and you feel so comfortable. Okay, I'm looking at this person, right? There was a few years ago, I was in a TED like talk, and I wasn't doing the talk, but someone else was doing the talk. And at one point, she kind of forgot what she wanted to say. So I was there, like looking at her and kind of encouraging her to just keep going. It's fine, like you got this. And then at the end of the presentation, she came and gave me a hug and said, "Oh my God, that helped me so much," and so on, right? So maybe some guys in the audience, when you're going to do a presentation at work, maybe someone is going to be friendly and support you and do that for you. But a lot of the times people don't really think about that. So we have to support ourselves and to also show that we are engaging with people, and to show our confidence is important to make eye contact and kind of move our eyes around depending on where the audience is. As a good trick to start with, if you have like a row of people, try to focus your eye contact in the middle, because then people won't know who you're looking at exactly. So then it feels like you're making eye contact with everyone. Clear?
Yes. Can I add my experience?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I say something? I think like one idea that to be easy to use the eye contact. It's just when we are in front of the many people as our audience in front of us, just pretend they are like a kid, they don't know anything, or just pretend they are like the animal. So we just look at all the animal in front of us, not the people. So we don't care that animal cannot have a feeling react to us, what they are feeling to. They never know what that we are talking about. So only us that stand there in the middle, they will know everything. The one in front of us, just a person or just a kid who just come to learn or get information from us. They don't know anything. So we can have a confident feeling to look, look at them and pretend them like that. This is what I've been doing before.
Yeah,
so my first time.
I never to be your audience. Because you consider the audience like to be animal. I don't want to be animal.
Like now, I pretend you're like a rabbit.
That's good that you think your audience are animals. For me, I even told my students when I was teaching, I told them like, don't worry, don't be scared, they're just potatoes.
Okay.
I make them think the audience are potatoes.
Just pretend to anything that make you feel like happy with that. Anything like some people love the animals. So when you stay in front of the animal, you can share your secret. You can talk to everyone. Sometimes you are staying, even though like in front of one person, and then you cannot share anything. Yeah, to them, because you're scared of them. But animal, you love and happy to share anything with the animal. Yeah, so that you feel more confident to talk to the animal than people. So if you feel like, oh, you have a confidence with the kid, so just pretend the audience as the kid. If you are feel like you're happy to share anything with something with anything, you just pretend them to that thing that you feel happy with. Like
I
me,
actually have a quote about this as well. So I usually say that if I am the presenter, I am actually a queen. I wear dress and they all are naked.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
really
also
bad.
yeah. No,
For
no.
me, I have a quote for myself. I said that don't think everything impossible if you never take action on that. So if you never or you don't present yourself out, and who or how can you feel that you can't do it? You never do it.
Great tips, guys. I like that. I think I will throw another one in. Also, like I always tell people, think about someone, a good friend or someone that you love that you want to share your story with. And that also helps you to be a bit more, to just feel more comfortable. But yeah, the other thing as well, like that was one of my mentors said to me 2 years back, like just imagine that everyone in the audience is naked and you're wearing a crown. So then that helps you as well, like because it's a very silly thing, but it just takes the nerves out. Yeah. And one more thing, and another thing that also works is like to calm down your nerves, but I will talk a little bit about that as well. One thing that works with that though is to instead of saying I am so scared, oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do, to say I am excited. I'm looking forward. I'm so excited to share what I know with these people in front of me. So that really tricks our brain. It sounds very simple, almost like this is too simple to work, but it's a thing that I've done over and over again, that I passed on to other people, that I've heard from like master public speakers, and it actually works because you get in front of people and you're just talking about what you know. So then everything, you find the right words, you know what to do, you know what to say. But again, with practice, yeah, it's not going to happen if we just sit at home waiting for magically that today and from tomorrow I'm going to be a great presenter. It just doesn't happen like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I add something to this
as
well? Because based on my own experience, so I have like experience in a lot of kind of like being an MC and as well as the moderator. So I remember not really the first one, but it's just like that one time that I have to talk like in front of hundreds of people, and then I have to like present myself and as well as present the speaker. And then right before the stage, it was like I'm nervous, and because of that, I say that I'm nervous, and then I can feel myself start shaking. Even now, if you notice, it's like when I say I'm nervous, my voice started to shatter like like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like every time I say I'm nervous, I myself feel nervous, even though it's not really like I'm not really nervous. But when I say the sentence, I know that I'm scared. I know that I'm afraid, and I know I'm nervous. But if I say right before I do anything now, being an MC, I will just tell like this is gonna be all right. I'm okay. I'm fine. So when I say that, even now I started to relax myself a little bit and feel more confident in what I'm about to deliver. So it's just like it tricks your mind to say just like simple sentences that you might think that, oh, it will not affect my ability or my performance, but it really does. It really affects your ability to talk, to communicate, and also to present yourself. So instead of saying I'm nervous, just yeah, you can say I'm excited or I'm fine, I'm going to do great, it's all right, this is okay. Just say those sentences and it will trick your mind to feel more comfortable with the situation that you are in.
Mm.
And yeah, even now I just realized that when I say I'm nervous, it's just like my heart start pumping. And then when I try to relax and then breathe in, breathe out, and slowly say that it's okay, and then I feel so much better. Really, it really helps. So you guys should try, I think.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
And don't forget, like I was like, have fun. What's the worst thing that can happen, right? Like you mispronounce a word or you forget a word or whatever. No one knows. Like no one has any idea what you were gonna say, right? People don't, you know, as long as you just show up, do the best that you can do, that's what you can do that day, right? All right. The second thing, so this is more for when we present in front of people. So walk and talk. This is, you know, sometimes, let me see if I can try and demonstrate it here. Probably not. I needed a different mic. But like sometimes, and you probably saw with the presenters that I've showed you. So sometimes you just walk around like this a little bit, stop for a bit and talk, and then kind of come down and talk a little bit, you know. So then don't do this constantly, but just a little bit to help you. And then if you notice, you have your arms here, so that's open posture. Sometimes when people get very nervous, and I don't know if you've noticed, you tend to do this almost like you swing from side to side, yeah? So don't do that, never do that. If you can't walk around a little bit like this and talk at the same time, like whilst being confident, don't do it. Just like stand your ground, so you just be here in one spot, open posture, shoulders back, so then it allows you to breathe properly. And that's it. You just stand in front of people, very confident, and you talk from there. Yeah. Again, this is very important. Posture, very, very, very important. Even when you are like this on Zoom. Yeah. How it would be totally different if I would talk to you guys like this, right? Even my voice has changed, right? So it's totally different. It is. We have to find a good posture that works for us, with our shoulders straight, with shoulders back, with our back straight. So then we can take the sound out properly as well. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, great. I mean, like
sometimes when we are stay still,
yeah,
and the feeling of confidence keep going away from us.
You
feel like more nervous when you stay still, and especially when you stay still and hold your hand, it seems to be like you are getting more nervous and nervous. But when you use the body language to show up, even though you're not walking, but you just move your body a little bit, and you feel like your body starts moving and your feelings start to release all the nervous away. Because the feeling nervous is one thing that pulls you down to everything. This always happened to me. Even though like I always happen when I'm working with 40 people, 20 people, so that when I'm talking, if I said that today I'm nervous, even though I'm working as tour guide for 10 years, but I'm saying that today I'm nervous. So feeling like I'm going to work just the first day. So I'm getting nervous while I'm talking. But I feel like, okay, it's just a talk. I talk this every day, feel okay, just make it a talk. And it's just okay, just feeling a talk. I just feel like I talk to these 40 people, just feel like I talk to one person in front of me. So the feeling is just going by that. So our body language is very important while we're talking. One thing to keep the people in the attention, keep attention, people look at you and not really feel bored while we are talking.
Yeah. You will also notice, I don't know if you can relate to this, or I don't know if you've experienced this, but have you ever had situations where you're in front of groups who make you nervous, like, or in front of people that intimidate you, and all of a sudden it's like you said, it's almost like it's your first day of like being a tour guide and you have no idea what you're going to do and you don't know why, but like you're feeling so nervous and you can't control it. Has that ever happened to you?
Yes, that's happened to me. That one. This is one of the one person that I've been scaring the most. because I still have that feeling, even though I work for more than 10 years, and then I work in front of him. I feel like I work in front of the tiger.
So how were you able to deal with that?
I try to skip him from my face. I just like pretend that he's not in front of me.
Uh-huh.
I just try to make him to be like the animal, the pet that I like the most.
Okay.
I look at that and I try to make a question to the person in front of me so that people help me to talk. So the more I just make like some of a fun question or some short question that people like, the answer or whatever information is in that question, so people can sharing that together. So I don't have to talk much about that. Is what I've been doing, but still, like my feeling inside still get not really good, but I try to keep it because he's one of the staff from America and he's not really good at English, but he's come to notice the English guy. If you talk not good and knock us out immediately, he have rights to resign us in a minute in front of us, in front of all the guests, and change the new guy for 20 minutes. So I feel like it's been have a couple guys get that experience with him. That's why everyone working in front of him, even though they have more experience than me, those persons still nervous when they work with him and very, very careful.
Yeah, it's like that, you know, unfortunately, there's some people like that on this planet, but actually I tend to look at it and it's fortunate in a way because it helps us get better and it helps us overcome certain challenges. So that's the kind of the perspective shift in there. But yeah, I used to get that quite, I used to get that as well. And especially it happens when you perceive the other person as like, oh my God, they know more about this, they know more about that. So this is why I'm going to go back and say to you guys, that's very important that you practice that pitch on what your value is, what are you really good at, because in those moments you can go back and, you know, like as Rani said earlier, the words that we use towards us, the things that we say about us, that's why I keep telling you guys, I said from the beginning, I don't want to hear I'm not good at this, I don't know this, I don't know that, because all these things can be learned and it's just a matter of you committing and practicing and learning these things, right? So again, realizing what your value is, realizing what you're really good at, practicing that, and then we can go back to that and just be confident in ourselves, in our ability, because we also have data from the past that has showed us that we can overcome certain situations, right? So we use that data, we use what we know we're really good at, and that helps us to build our confidence as well, regardless of who is observing us and who's looking at us and what, I don't know what else, yeah? I just mentioned this because I want you to be aware of this as well and to learn how to protect yourself. Okay.
Yeah,
no problem. Another important thing when we talk, and I've mentioned this in storytelling as well, are the pauses. Very important, especially when we have something that we really want our audience to understand, something that is very, very important. Or we want to create this dramatic moment. So say you would talk really, really fast and you tell the story and it's a lot of energy and then all of a sudden everything stopped and you stop talking as well. Yeah, so that is very, very important. And especially, I think like this is something that would be very important for you guys who used to work as tour guides, right? Because it's important on how you share that story and how good are you with entertaining people. And even in the corporate world and presentations that we give, it's important to allow for these pauses, especially when we want to make points that are very important, either related to improvement on a company or either related to this is what the data has showed us, anything that feels okay right now, I need to pause. Use it as well as a protection. When you don't really know what to say anymore, you need a bit of a pause, you need a bit of a break, instead of using the filler words, because we tend to do ums and and all these things because we don't know what we're going to say next. So usually if you have a moment like that, you can pause for a few seconds just to use that time to gather your thoughts. Does that make sense? All right.
Yes, yes.
Good.
Like a habit. So we always do that. So make like a habit. Sometimes people, even though they have a feeling that they really have a story to talk about, because they have a habit of and all the time.
Yeah, I do it as well. Like it probably you've noticed. I have filler words that I was laughing the other day because I filmed the video a few weeks ago for Data U with our frequently asked questions and how the program works and stuff. And I was going through the video to add the subtitles. And while I was going through the videos, I realized, which I know that I do, but I didn't realize that I do so much. I always tend to say, so blah, 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 so blah, blah, blah. So then looking at that video, I realized that I've said so for so many times. I was a bit, but again, and that's the only way to catch yourself, right? So it's important. Even, you know, I just did an and even now, right? Because we're very used to doing this. So this is why it's important that we practice. It's important that we record ourselves as well. So then we notice the words that we keep on saying. Some people say actually quite a lot. Some people say, you know, quite a lot. So it's important that we notice this, so it helps us become a little bit better. All right, so with the pauses, as I said to you guys, they are good control measurements. When you are presenting in front of an audience, if people are clapping for you, stop and take that in, because that doesn't happen very often. Yeah, so allow that to happen for you. Who knows, maybe some of you are going to go into becoming public speakers, and you are going to remember this exact moment where, like this day, the 29th of June, when we were talking about presentation skills. Yeah. All right. Audience is laughing. Again, this is a good thing because it's very hard to make people laugh. So if people laugh, take that as a compliment. Yeah. Very, very important. Humor and jokes. So I just want to say a little bit about this. In a business environment, I wouldn't recommend you guys to make a joke, because you don't really, especially if you don't know people, you don't really know what their humor is like. And sometimes it's hard to predict if that person is going to have the same sense of humor, right? For example, I am someone who gets easily amused. I always laugh at anything, like even things that other people might consider super silly. I just find that, okay, this is funny, I'll laugh. But I know a lot of people that don't get easily amused with anything. So it's a bit risky to make jokes that might be a little bit out of context as well. And sometimes certain jokes can feel or be offensive. So it's better to maybe some true things about your work or about yourself, something that you would want to say, like, this is called self-deprecating humor, when you say something like, oh, who here loves to wake up in the morning but never does it? Yeah, I'm one of those people as well, right? So something that is about yourself that is funny and that you wouldn't mind sharing with other people. So I would recommend you that. And again, remember your audience. What's in it for them? What are you gonna share with them? Yeah, what are you gonna say to them? What are you gonna give them? What insights you're gonna leave them with? Yeah, again, this is very important, which we keep mentioning over and over again. The next thing that comes still under the foundation, less is more. Can someone tell me what this means? Have you heard this before? Less is more.
I think
I
that
think done. Okay, Bong, go ahead.
yeah, I think some sentence we are keep the word is short like the summary, but its meaning not take the like the description or that some people is don't know and they not get the point that you are want to explain them. Like some short of the word that we are learn is sometimes more easy than describe. I think that.
Awesome. Who wanted to add something to that? Sorry, I can't see now who is talking for some reason. So I don't know who was before that wanted to say something. Was it you, Chana, or was it Rani?
Rani.
Go, go.
I think less is more is like not going around the bush too much. Just cut right into the chest and that's it.
Yeah, so just keep it relevant, remove anything that is not relevant. As we said in storytelling as well, we have this habit of talking a lot and people have low attention span. So just remove anything that is not relevant. And on that note, be brutal in your editing, right? Like I always tell the guys here at Data U, just keep the important elements. Tell me what's important and what's relevant to me, because there's no point in you telling me something that you could have said in 2 minutes and you tell me the same thing in 10 minutes. I personally tend to use my patience a little bit. It's almost like, okay, come on, now get to the chase. Yeah, what are you gonna say? But I know that I might do it as well sometimes. So this is why I'm aware of this and I pass it on to people on many occasions as I can. Remove the beige. So this is beige is, do you know what color that is? Beige? Does anyone know?
I think the same color as leader.
The same what?
The same color as leader, the original leader one. Brown, yellow brown, yellowish brown.
Yeah, it's a little bit darker than this walls behind me. Yeah, so that coffee and milk combination. Yeah. So by that, what I mean in here, and I think Rani has mentioned it as well when she said when she was introducing someone. So when someone is presenting, so again, who knows, maybe some of you in here are going to present at big workshops or you're going to go and be speakers and whatnot. Don't introduce yourself because it's always better to have someone else introduce you. Do you know why? Or do you want to take a guess?
When you introduce yourself, it sounds like you are bragging, but when somebody else does, it's not.
Exactly.
And yeah.
Go ahead.
It's just like that because most of the time, like people know that who that person is, and mostly when my speaker, when like their workshop, their presentation start, I will introduce themselves first because I think that me giving the floor to them is important just to tell the audience who they are and what they do. So it sounds like it sounds better than them talking by themselves, I think.
Yeah, 100%. And what I also find really as a speaker, what I also really find fascinating is when someone else introduces you, the way they talk about you is almost like they talk about a different person. So you're like, oh, wow, okay. Even when you create your own bio, always with this as well, always ask someone that knows you professionally or good friends that have known you and they know your capabilities to help you write a bio, because they will do a much better job than we tend to do for the reason that Rani has mentioned, because sometimes it feels like we're bragging. And especially in a culture that is humble, very humble. Yeah, so again, this has to do with that value that we keep talking about. And actually, for those of you who want to build their almost like this pitch about themselves, if you want to send it over, I'm more than happy to offer some suggestions on how to improve that, because it's again very, 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 very important, something that I've almost learn on the hard way, because again, I'm also not someone that brags a lot about their skills, but sometimes this is a disservice that we do for ourselves. Yeah, so it's important that we do this too. Okay, another thing in the beige, it goes back to the removing filler words as well. Those words that we keep saying, and and so, and actually, and like it starts to become really annoying. So be aware of that. And quotes, if we have too many quotes, it can get a little bit distracting. It's always good to come up with some things that you say, usually, like I've been saying for many, many years. So some of the things that I always say, are, I don't know, things like simple is not easy. People don't do the simple things because they think they know them, but because they know them, they never apply them. So come up with your own quote if you can, or some things that you've been saying many, many times, or that you repeat. I always say, as also, like we dismiss the simple things because we think we know them, but if we know them and don't apply them, they're not going to work. It's all about focusing on the right things. The most important resource we have is not time, but energy. So things like that, that you find yourself repeating and saying, if they're relevant for your audience, use that instead of a quote. Yeah. Or if you like a particular quote, of course, use it, but don't have like 20 slides and 15 of them are filled with quotes and words from other people. Yeah, it's important to share what you think, your ideas, because that audience is there to see you and they want to hear from you. The power of 3, we've talked about this before. So 3 is the magic number, 3 points per slide maximum, 3 things to leave your audience with. Okay, any questions?
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
While we are presenting, some people allow the audience ask a question during the presenting, but some people, they let the audience ask at the end. So which one should be more effective?
I would say the one that you're most comfortable with. For example, I don't mind being interrupted in sessions. So if I do a workshop, I don't mind being interrupted. I like I like the interruption. It just, to me, it's like, okay, people are paying attention. They want to stop me. They want to ask questions. That's great. If I forget my idea, I'm not really bothered about it. So I don't mind if people stop me. Again, I really like this because it's more important to me that people learn from one another. So I see my role as, I don't want to be in front there, like this, I'm talking specifically when I'm giving a workshop. I don't want to be there talking all the time, because that's not the point, right? The point is that you guys get involved and you add your own ideas, and we learn from one another, and other people learn from you, you learn from other people. If I am to do a presentation on stage and I talk about whatever idea and I have 10 minutes, or like a TED Talk format, you would usually just keep going until your time is up, and then you get questions at the end. So probably, and I think again, where I didn't hear, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Nerd Night, and I did a Nerd Night talk last year, and the format is 20 seconds per slide. And you have 20 slides, 20 seconds per slide, right? So the slides change automatically. So if someone was to interrupt you, you will forget the flow of your presentation. So I did that, and then they asked questions at the end. So I think it would depend on the context, and it would depend on the format of the presentation. If you are in a work environment, or if you present to a company and stuff, they will probably stop you. Like that happens all the time. They wouldn't, they would ask a question. So if it's that sort of presentation, or if you present your report, what I would suggest you guys do from the beginning, you say to them, I will present to you the findings, blah, blah, blah. This is what I want to do, etc. Please, if you have any questions, you can stop me at any time. So then that shows that you're open, that shows that you know what you're talking about, that shows that this is a collaboration. So again, something that I would encourage you, if any of you guys in here would move into working for customers, freelancing, or even working in companies collaborating with different departments, that this collaboration is important. Yeah. So then in this way, we say to people, hey, look, you can stop me in any time. Does this make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Raksa, go for it.
Okay, I have one question relating to your Tom question. That is, you said like during presentation is good that we can involve with the people question. We can answer that question. But can you share with us about like a technique? Well, the audience asks us a question, but those questions relating to something else. For example, like the question inside the topic that we're talking. But the question when we answer, they keep asking and bring us out from the topic that we're going to deliver to our audience. So this always happens when they're asking in the middle. So they always have some answer, or the question sometimes bring it out from bring us out from our topic. So what is the technique that we can bring those back to our topic? Yeah, by make our audience feel like okay and happy with that. Yeah. So can you share the technique like this?
What did you used to do when that happened to you? What was the thing that you used to do?
For me, I'm not good at bringing those, but actually for me myself, I just like I answer
what
that
used to
question,
happen? People will
and I answered those questions, but I answer them for briefly. And when those topics exactly bring me out, and then I just said like I will go back to you after I finish my presentation. This is what I'm doing. So let me finish my presentation first, and then I'm gonna go back to you and answer, clarify about this point. Yeah, later. This is what I'm doing. I've been done. So how is your technique? Yeah, because of my technique is not really make sense, because sometimes that question, the people that in the group, they really want to hear the answer as well, but not everybody. Yeah, but if I keep answering those questions, some other people, they don't want to hear that answer, so they feel that not really good with my presentation. So I want to make like everybody happy, and then the people that in the audience also accepted what I'm doing. So this is what that.
Yeah, I was.
You got what I mean.
Yeah. And this was. That's why I asked you what you did, because my guess was that you want to make everyone happy. So when you said that, I'm actually glad you said that. Let's clarify this. We can't make everyone happy. Never. Like never in the history of times. Like I can tell you 100%. I'm even sure, like even in here in this group, maybe some of you like me, some of you might like me a little bit less. It's normal, it's human nature. So we can't make everyone happy at the same time, right? Especially when we have a big group of people. So for me, I've accepted that as my reality. I know that even if I'm in front of people, in a group of people, like not everyone is going to like me, and that's fine. And maybe they will ask a question and that not everyone wants to hear. So what I tend to do is I actually do the same as you. I would stop and answer questions. If I see that the majority is interested in that, I kind of facilitate this conversation in between people to exchange ideas. But this is again, like if I'm running a workshop, I would do that. If someone, sometimes you have one person that keeps asking questions that are not related to what you're talking about, I would say to that person, oh, those are great questions. I would love to answer them to you. Let's finish the presentation first. And then at the end, I will get back to you and I will answer all those questions. So then that's a good way to just say, okay, cool. I can't answer those questions right now, but I will answer them to you once we finish the presentation. And again, you make that person, you may also make them feel like, okay, yeah, my questions are good and they are important. Sometimes we just have people, like it happened to me quite a lot, that they just want to ask questions just because they want to feel important, and they want to ask questions, and they want to show that, oh my God, I'm so smart, right? So just allow it to happen, but also remember that you have control, and you can say, great questions, I will answer all of them at the end of the presentation. If they're relevant to the majority, you can answer some of them, but just know that you won't be able to make everyone happy. It just doesn't happen, right? Because if people have their own expectations, people have their own needs, and it's important. There's this saying that if you're trying to be everything to everyone, you're nothing to no one, right? Like in companies as well. So you do what do you think it's best, and what is best for your audience, and don't worry so much, oh, if I answer this question, that person is going to get they're not going to get a benefit or whatever. So I think it starts with that for sure, like with not necessarily caring, oh, if this person is asking, if it's a good question, if everyone benefits from it, or you can, even at the beginning of the presentation, depending on what you do, encourage people to ask questions that would be relevant for everyone, because sometimes people have their own agendas and they ask questions that are just important to them, right? And not necessarily for other people. But like, for example, like you asking this question now, this is a question that is relevant to everyone. So it's a question that, okay, I have a curiosity. What is your technique to deal with this? And this is actually something that is relevant to all of us in the room. Does that make sense? I don't think I've given you a long answer.
Yes. Yes, thank
Yes?
you very much. Yes.
Okay, no worries. Do you guys want to take a quick 5-minute break and we come back, or we're okay to keep going?
A break, please.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no worries. Go get some water too. Hey guys, is everyone back? Ready?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay. I thought I paused the recording and I didn't. I paused the screen sharing. Oh dear. Right. Okay. So that was our first part, the foundation. Now we're moving into the structure. Yeah. So the structure, the start. So Viesna is going to tell us all about the start because he said he's watched the videos. So tell us, what did you notice in the start? So the hook, yeah?
Yeah, you know, we have 3 different video that I watched. So we have found one with the first with the I can say a Big Bang. Yeah, Big Bang style that they make everyone is yeah, I can say wow, exciting is something like a party, a big party, something on the stage. So yeah, it's very it pull everyone eye and feeling to the stage. Yeah, that is a good example. And the second is like a sticky way. Yeah, he take the cigarette and he pretend that he's willing to burn the cigarette and smoke it, but yeah, I like that style. I don't know how to explain that, but it's a good aspect to make everyone
So it's
focusing.
yeah, it's almost like you shock the audience.
Yeah, because the audience is staring at him on the stage, and then what he gonna do? But instead he just pretend to smoke. Yeah, that is really strict, really tricky. And the shirt. I'm almost forgot the shirt video.
That was the purpose of choosing those 3. Why do you think you forgot?
Oh my god. Sorry.
It starts with, does anyone know what the third one starts with?
Roses. A rose. Start with an object. Yeah.
That means he's telling the story, I think. Yeah, the story something like that. Yeah, he tried to telling his story. And yeah, so that is 3 different style for the presentation. But I like the most is the first and the second style. It's Big Bang and also with tricky. Yeah, a trick way. Yeah.
The third one, who can tell us something about that one? Does anyone want to share?
Anyone can help me?
Yeah, thank you.
I saw Bonsa already comment in the video.
Let's go, Bong Bunsak. Tell us.
No, sorry, I just got back. I watched the 3 videos. Each an individual, it's give different indication, but it's sort of like at the same meaning is to give your audience a shake, you know, what do you call this tactic, or is each speaker has their own instinct of hook to draw their attentions, you know. But I like the third one the most.
Why?
For 3 reasons. Because
tell us.
He tell like more on his personal story, and it's quite a touch story, you know. But also he using by using emotions, humor, to draw the audience attention, like almost every single words. And then the circle of his show or speech is actually really make you wanted to follow and catch on every single moment, for the fact that he started with the flower, an object where we don't know what this guy going to do, right? And then he is cool guy actually. Is he Indian? I don't know, or African.
I think African, yeah.
So he got with a rose, and then, you know, he destroyed that flowers, and, you know, and then at the end of the speech, he bring back the flower. It's sort of like recap the entire process of the story he's trying to tell, that we just like the flowers, you know, when you when you encounter, you know, some emotional stage of touches from your parents or your mother. So what I like the most is like 3 things I take away from that third video is emotion, humor, and his special trick of hooks to draw the audience attention.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it as, again, for the same reasons you mentioned as well, because it starts off quite jokey, like it's like humor, a lot of personal stories, a lot of emotion, and then at the end goes back to something that is very, very deep and very meaningful. So it's kind of you're left wondering, and I really love like the I watched it with the guys in Academy as well, and one of the phrase that we kept using a few months after that was, "I see something in you,"
yeah.
but I don't know what it is.
What it is.
Yeah. So that became the inside joke that we constantly have, right? Yeah. So the reason why I chose the like 3 different things that are so, you know, like I know for some people when they watch Steve Ballmer going crazy on stage, they're like, oh my God, this guy is crazy. But if you think about it, what he's trying to do, he's trying to make everyone excited, right? So he comes on stage and it's impossible not to get excited when you see someone like that. You either think, oh my God, this person is totally crazy, or you think, okay, yeah, okay, I'll get excited with you, right? So, and I saw, like, I got to see people's reactions, like just like face-to-face reactions, and I got to see that, and some people were like, no, what are you trying to tell us, right? So again, this is interesting to see. And it goes back to the point that accept this as your reality, that not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone is going to come to whatever presentations, whatever you do and think, oh my God, I love this. And right. So, and you cannot control that, right? So this is out of our control. So one tip, one trick that helps me all the time, I focus on one person. So I say to myself, if what I'm about to share, if what I'm about to show and give other people, if it helps one person, I'm happy with that, right? Because it's not about, I can't do more than that. You share what you know. If it helps at least one person, I've done my job, right? And this way you take the focus off the things that you cannot control. Because I cannot control if people are going to start asking me questions or irrelevant questions, or if someone doesn't respond to me in the way that I would like, you know. And sometimes some people are just when they focus, they have this face that is like, it almost they won't feel like they are upset, but they are just focusing on you, right? Or like how you guys get quiet sometimes, and I would think, oh my God, am I completely boring you right now? And maybe for some of you I am, but I can't control that, right? But maybe some of you are like, okay, I'm just here to listen. Van Hai looks right now as if he's totally bored scrolling the internet. And I can't really control that, right? Hopefully some other people are benefiting from this. So again, very important to remember this, and remember whatever you see that you like in terms of the start, something maybe you want to establish your authority, or say that you're someone who has credentials and stuff. Maybe you want to say something extraordinary, or maybe you want to do like you want to do something that feels out of place. So again, think about the context, what sort of presentation this is. It would be a different start if you are in front of tourists presenting to them something extraordinary, or if you are on a Zoom call with a company that you're trying to sell yourself to, or if you're in the organization in front of your manager or your CEO presenting a presentation on the data that you found and what strategic direction the business should take. Yeah. So think about all these things and how would you apply it? How would you apply these concepts that you are learning? What can you use? What works for which context? Yeah. All right. So again, it can be something funny. It can be something in that is interrupting people, and again, elevate the pitch with a twist. So think about what we did at the beginning, yeah, how you introduced and how you presented and stuff. How would you say the same thing in a way that would start with a bang, that will get everyone focused on that. That will get everyone more, they want to pay more attention. So I'll give you again 5 minutes. Look at what you said. How would you change that to draw someone's attention in the first 15, 20 seconds? Because typically that's all we have to draw someone's attention. So what would you say? What would you do? So give you 5 minutes. Go now.
Sorry, I missed like the first half.
Oh, okay. You missed the first one.
Apologize. You may have to repeat.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So in the first part, we took 5 minutes to come up with our, have you heard the concept of elevated pitch before?
No.
Okay, so who can help me to explain this to Bunsak? Because you guys have done it and you were here before. Let's go. Volunteers.
Yeah, I understand from Uni explained earlier. Elevator pitch means that something that you thought, you think, or you prepare in a short amount of time, because the elevator is just gonna pass a few floors only, so it's very short time. So in that frame time, it needs you to think quick, think fast. Yeah. That's all we understand from elevator pitch.
Okay. All right. Got it. Thank you.
So this was about, thank you so much, Viesna. This was about, so how would you showcase your value? How would you describe what you're really good at and what you do and what are your skills if you only had 60 seconds?
Thank you.
Now, no problem. And now on this part, how would you start to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
No worries. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. 5 minutes. Go. I'll pause the recording. Sorry, what did you say?
I have no idea to attract.
Attract what? Women?
To make it.
You guys. All right. Who has an idea? Who wants to share it with us?
You pick.
I think both have idea.
No. I'm just.
I'm picking you, Anhai. Let's go. How would you do it?
Picking me?
Picking you because you refused to do it before. So, I want to give you the opportunity to practice all of this. All right, tell me when you're ready. Let's go.
Let's go, Wanhai. Yeah.
Ready?
Okay.
Go.
Good morning, Yuni. So today I want to present you something about recently that you announced that you should to sell, right? So in case I have skill that are related to the sell and the pre-sale in my experience. Before I cannot speak too much as I am the IT guy. But after I experience with my company that have a lot of sales, so that I learn how to speak a lot. That's why I think that I suitable for doing the sale, because I quick learning about the communication and about the specific feature of the product and what we want to sell.
All right, done?
Yeah, got it.
Got it. Feedback from anyone?
He did not introduce his name.
It doesn't really matter.
Where is the hook?
Yeah, where was the hook?
First.
It's not the real interview. It's elevator page, so it's not a long time.
Okay. Any other suggestions?
Not make eye
Start by
contact.
saying hello. No.
Yeah, I was about to say that, no eye contact.
Okay. What was the other one? Sorry, I don't know who was talking. For some reason, the yeah, I can't see the green.
It's smiling. You want to say?
Who wants to share? Can we get another person sharing this? And let's see. We then get a bit of feedback. Next. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Shy class.
Yeah, I know. What is happening, guys?
Including me.
Yeah, shocking. V2, do you want to share with us?
No, I don't. I'm kidding.
I'm not even asking. That wasn't a question. That was a invitation.
I'm kidding. Okay, I have a I have my elevator pitch, but,
Let's elevate.
elevator pitch, but I don't find the hook where it draw the attention of the audience. It's really hard to find.
Let's see what you have. Go.
Okay, so here is my elevator pitch. I have almost 7 years experience in tourism skill, in tourism, specifically with the travel agency. I mainly work in sales department, but I have guests prepare their amazing travel itinerary and quote their package. I have graduated from university with a degree of hospitality and tourism management. Additionally, I have some basic photography skill, and normally I went out taking photo to of the travel sites in order to promote the local tourism. I like having people, so in the future I want to do anything that can help promote tourism in Cambodia, because the industry really does have a lot of people to get their job, to live up their life. I think at the end of it. Thank you.
Nice, good job, well done. You can, for the hook, just a quick suggestion that comes at the top of my head. It can be something like, what I do is I create amazing experience for people. I make people's travel more exciting, and I help them create memories that they will never forget. How do I do that? By providing blah, 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 and then you go onto that. Or one of my greatest skills is providing people with experiences and memories that they never forget. I help them create their dream holidays.
I see.
Yeah, so that's one that just comes at the top of my head when I hear you say that.
That's a really great suggestion. Really, thank you. Yes.
Write it down so we don't forget it. you can do that. Yeah, so it's all about how we start to think about the things that we do and that we're really good at. But if we were to look from a different perspective, what is it that we're actually doing for those people, right? Like the guys, especially those of you who worked in a tourism industry, you create experiences for people, right? You share stories, you make them like, I'm willing to bet that for all of you who worked in this field, and especially like customer related fields, and when you go and help people, I'm willing to bet that those people will remember you time and time again, because you were that person that has created a great experience for them. You were that person that has helped them. Because of you, they had a much better, nicer experience, right? So they will go back and say, oh my God, we had this amazing tour guide who showed us and blah, blah, blah. And he was so knowledgeable and he was so happy and he was so this. Or we had, like, if we're talking about V2, like we had someone who has planned our itinerary and oh my God, the suggestions, I couldn't find them anywhere, right? So what are those unique things that you bring to the table and how could you present them in a way that is more exciting? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It might sound like a concept that is a bit like, I don't want to do this. I don't know how to do this, but this is why we practice, yeah? Okay, do we have one more person? Last call. I think, Rani, did you say that you want to share yours again?
Yeah, she did.
Okay, go.
Yeah, but I think we got similar ideas to the one that you just suggested to one with two. So should I still go?
Let's go. Why not? Let's do it.
All right. Okay. So from 4 years of experience working with under the sponsorship from the U.S. Embassy, I have helped hundreds of teachers to improve themselves professionally. And while doing so, I also be able to gain so many hard and soft skills. In terms of hard skills, I have learned about teaching as well as event organizing and also accountant. And in terms of soft skill, I have learned my profession as a communication specialist as well as problem solving and also the critical thinking. And with all these skills, I am sure to bring the best values to your company. That's it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
cool.
what I did here is like similar to you. First, I mentioned what I have helped, but I also mentioned what organization I did that for. Because when you hear the word local U.S. Embassy, you will just go like, oh, it's kind of like a professional work ethic that and also like adversity in there. So there I add in that. So I hope like it catch people's attention as well.
Yeah, it's a credibility element in there. I would still work on a little bit on because you train those people, right? And you give them skills. So how are those skills helping them? How are they improving the skills that you have provided, the training that you have provided? How has it helped the individuals? What did it bring to their life? So you kind of think about it, you go from the top and see, I've upskilled trainers to deliver awesome whatever, or to I change people's mindsets, yeah? This is actually one of the things that I do, yeah? I modify behaviors, I change mindsets. So it's when you say that, it sounds a bit more, I think it sounds different than if you would say, or like when you change, you create curriculums, you create content and stuff like that. But what is it actually that you do? You impart your knowledge in order to help other people change their mindset, their behavior, and give people transferable skills that can be applied in any industry, right? So all of a sudden that it's like small changes and tweaks, but they sound a lot better, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it. Great. Okay, so we're moving on to the next part, technology. So I've included this in here. When I say technology in here in the structure, is all about how clear is your presentation, how good of the design. Remember, have one idea per slide. I personally absolutely dislike seeing lots of text on the slide because people stop paying attention to you and they start reading the slide. So add a picture, add one idea, something that will remind you what you need to talk about. So use technology to your advantage. And the difference that makes a difference, what is that? What do you think is the difference that makes a difference? What's the difference that makes the difference? If this presentation was given to you by someone else, what would be the difference?
Maybe we can say maybe we get different result.
I mean,
yeah, maybe.
that can be one as well, but it's also the person, yeah. So you are the difference that you are the difference that makes the difference, yeah. And again, goes back to that. Don't think about what you have, your skills, your experiences, like they are not valid or they are not good enough or they are not important enough, yeah. You are presenting in your own style, in your own words, with your own design choice, with your own way of doing it. So that is the difference that makes the difference always. Okay, don't read your slides. Very important, don't read your slides. What I see my guys do sometimes, and I always tell them, they would put so they would have the screen, we have the screen behind us, and they turn around and read the slides. And I always say to people, if you need to read or like to remind yourself, make sure that you put your computer like this in front of you. So then when you are, say, for example, I'm reading in here in my left corner. So even though you can tell right now that I'm not looking directly into the camera, I'm not turning like this to read something behind me, right? Because that can be a bit of a distraction. And again, it just shows that I don't really know what I'm talking about. So we want to come across as we have credibility, we know what we're talking about, we're really good at what we're doing. Tell a story, and we talked a little bit about this. I mean, we talked quite a fair bit last week about telling the story. One thing that I always suggest to people is evergreen stories that we have. Does everyone understand, or who here understands what evergreen means? Has anyone heard this concept before?
Not quite. Evergreen story, that is a story that always, popular in no matter what season or time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an evergreen story. Do you have an example of an evergreen story for yourself?
Yeah, I understand, but hard to explain.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a few minutes.
No problem. So if you remember, I've shared with you guys a story when I told the story on stage that didn't go well and that completely failed. So this is a story that is evergreen, right? Because I can use that in different presentations. I sometimes use that when I talk about self-awareness and I explain what was going on in my head at the time, how I was able to deal with it, to move on and to overcome all my emotions, just because I was aware of what was happening. And I realized in the moment there were this were thoughts that were going through my head like split seconds, but it's fine, it's not the end of the world, it happens, just keep going, keep moving, finish your presentation. Yeah. So this is a story that I use I can use in different environments and in different presentations. And I'm sure that is a story that is quite relatable because everyone can understand that feeling when you feel like your whole world is gonna fall apart and there's nothing you can do to stop it, and you just embrace it and you carry on, and you realize that you still survived, you're still fine, you learned a lesson, and now you have a great story that you can share with everyone around the world, right? So that's something, if you can think about, if you can think of that, especially when you're going to be given presentations, that would be good. What I would encourage all of you to do, especially right now, is to put your hand up and talk about a topic. You know, you all have different interests. Go on online on forums and just say, hey, I want to talk about birds, I want to talk about tourism, I want to talk about whatever, and practice this, because this is going to help you. Even like create your own groups on social media if there's no such group like that, and just bring people together so you get to practice, you get to go live on Facebook, you get to go on Clubhouse if you're using Clubhouse, or whatever platform you want to use, because that gets you out of your comfort zone. Again, I remember the first time that I did the live on Facebook, I was like, oh my God, freaking out. Nothing happens. You know, you just do it. No one cares, because everyone is too preoccupied about their own thing. And if someone is going to judge you and someone's going to say like, oh, they did this or they did that, who cares? You know, it's all about your own personal development and you getting better at presenting. Yeah. Cool. Decoration. So this is the last part. So we talked about presentation skills, Bonsak, just as a recap for those of you who weren't here before. We think about this as a house. So we started with the foundation and elements of the foundation. We then moved into the structure, and now we're talking about decoration. So filming yourself, very, very important. I used to absolutely hate hearing my voice on camera and looking at my face on video. And I had years of practice, and then I just got so used to it. And now I'm just like watching it. I need to rewatch a lot of videos about myself because I'm adding subtitles. So sometimes I would watch a video like at least 10 times just to confirm that the subtitles are correct. And then every time I catch elements, ooh, I can improve on saying this. Ooh, I'm saying this word. Like, this is how I started to realize what were my filler words and how can I stop I stopped doing that, right? But it's important. If you don't film yourself, you don't notice yourself, and you just know how you're talking, that you're not standing up straight, that your body language is not as good as it can be. So this is one good way to help you with that, and also to overcome emotions and nerves on the camera. It's not as easy to talk on camera. Like, I would have moments where I can film, like I remember this was the last year, I filmed probably what ended up being like 7 or 8 videos in less than 2.5 hours, which is really, really good. And then I had moments where it took me 1.5 hours to make one damn video. It's very frustrating, right? So again, good days and not so good days, embrace it, allow it, move on. Yeah, the only way to grow. Become a student. So this is what I just said. Film yourself and study yourself, and study other people, how they talk, how they start with a hook and stuff. Learn from everyone. Whatever you see that you can apply, try it. Practice, 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 practice. The only thing that is going to help you become better. Get out of your comfort zone. Practice more, talk more. When you feel that in your stomach, the butterflies of nerves, keep going, keep practicing. Feedback, very important. Ask for feedback whenever people give you, oh my God, you're so great, you're so amazing, I love it, I love it. Great, take it in, thank them very much, and ask, what is one thing that I can improve? Ask everyone, yeah, what is one thing that I can improve? If they keep saying, oh no, nothing, keep insisting. I'm sure, what is one thing that I can improve? Yeah, I always tell people, like, give me feedback, especially when I film. Like, I need feedback straight away. So then when I go into the second take and third take, I improve. I don't do the same thing that I did on the first video. Yeah. And May is quite good at giving feedback like that. And I'm super appreciative of that, because on that day she was there and I kept asking her, okay, what? And she kept telling me. And because of that, it came out better than it was previously. Courage, very, very important to have this courage to put ourselves out there, to keep practicing, to keep doing, to keep learning. Yeah, remember all the time, this is one thing that I've learned, again, as a recovering perfectionist, and it was very, very hard for me to do initially. No one cares about us as much as we think they do, because everyone is too preoccupied with themselves. Yeah, this in neuroscience, in behavior science, this has a name. It's a bias, and the name is spotlight effect. So just as you feel like the spotlight is on you, that's how we feel like, oh, everyone is watching me, everyone cares about me. Guess what? No one does. No one, because everyone is too preoccupied about their own, the same things, right? About themselves. Any questions?
No question for me.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's talk about protection. So our nerves, how do we control our nerves? I'll go back to the suggestion that we made at the beginning and that Rani as well has made. And I think, was it Ung that talked to us about that, or was it Tom? I can't remember because my... Okay, Raksa. Okay, cool, awesome. So we, instead of saying that we're nervous, big breath, we're not nervous, we're super excited. Yeah, we're super excited to share our thoughts. This is going to be great. This is going to be fun. We're sharing this as if it was one person who's our best friend that we're going to tell the story. Rani, you're the queen. Everyone is naked. That works too. Or you're talking to people as if they are potatoes, or if they are animals, or if they are children. Yeah, very, very, all of this really good tips to help us control our nerves. This is more like confidence. Yeah, so this is something that I show everyone to do. This is something that I do quite a lot. I'm gonna stand up so you guys can see me. This is called the power pose. You've probably seen it before. Yeah, the Wonder Woman pose, or this, like victory. So just before a talk, before an interview, before a presentation, before anything, go in the toilet, go in a, I did this before when we delivered workshops in a corporate world, and I was helping one of my colleagues. I was showing her all of these techniques, and we were jumping around and energizing and so on. And after we did this for a few minutes, I've noticed in the corner of my eye that it was a camera in the room as well. I was saying to her, I'm sure those guys are having a laugh thinking, what the hell are they doing? And also like this to energize, so jump up and down. Power posing and breathing, this helps with calming your nerves, helps with like, okay, now it's my time. Yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing. I've also added, I don't know how many of you have watched the videos that Brandon and I, the TED Talks that Brandon and I added before you joined the program. In there's a great talk. I think no one has. Has anyone? No one. Okay, in there, like go back when you have time, you will have access to this. There's a really good TED Talk by Amy Cuddy. Oh my God, I forgot her name. It's like one of my favorite, but it's about body language. Your body language might shape who you are, as the name of the talk. And listen to that, super, super cool things that you can pick up from there. Again, eye contact, let's look at people. Interruptions, if we are interrupted, account for that. It doesn't matter if you forget something, you can say, oh, I forgot what I was going to say, like I did earlier. I just said, oh, there's a really great talk, but I couldn't remember the name. And then I did, but you know, it's human nature. Everyone can relate to that. Gestures, so let's use gestures. Let's use our own body language. Let's bring it into it, because that's going to help us feel a little bit more confident as well. Okay, so to tell a story with confidence, we make eye contact, we keep an open posture, we use gestures. So gestures can be, this is a gesture, yeah, so this is a gesture. So again, you learn to analyze this as well when you listen to other people, see how they move their hands, especially speakers that have a vast amount of experience. So then you start noticing how they talk, they pause, how they engage with the audience. Eliminate filler words. So those were the and actually and whatever other words that we use. Mine was so and still is. Hopefully I will become more aware of it to eliminate it. Pauses, very important, and varying your pace, very, very important to do as well, because if we talk at the same pace all the time, sometimes it can become monotonous and people start listening to us. All right, and in here, just a few quick tips on how we build confidence. Practice, practice, practice. I'll go back to this effort. Yeah, we need to get out of our comfort zone. We don't become confident just by sitting down, being too shy to put our hand up, being too shy to share our ideas. It's not going to happen. So we have to be willing and committed to take action every single day, especially when it feels super, super uncomfortable. Like sometimes I would ask the guys in here to give me feedback, and it actually feels more uncomfortable to do a talk in front of them to give me feedback than it would feel to do a talk in front of people that don't know me. But I do that because I know that they will give me constructive criticism, and because if I do that, it means that I become better and I deliver a better session for people who don't know me, right? So I always choose the hard way in a way, or like the thing that is going to push me, because I know that eventually that is the thing that helps me grow the most. So if we're constantly feeling comfortable, it means that we're doing things that are still in our comfort zone. So confidence in our ability to learn is crucial. Very, very important to remember this, to have this as a reminder. Yeah, you have the ability to learn. Trust that, believe that, think about past experiences, how you reacted to things that you didn't know and how you've learned. And if you could learn what you've learned 5 years ago or 5 months ago, you can learn what's in front of you now and is completely new. Don't let other people's opinions hold you back. Again, sometimes we find out those people who are the closest to us aren't the ones that support us, and that is absolutely fine. So find a group of people that want the same thing as you, that will encourage you, that will cheer you on, right? Like, I really, truly hope that this group is still a group even after this week when we finish the program, that you guys get to meet up, that you guys get to engage with one another and support one another, because it's super, super powerful. It's super important. This is one thing without which I wouldn't have been able to do a lot of the things that I've done, because I have a lot of business groups online and groups that are for certain things, and I know that it's so safe to go in there and to share what I'm struggling with, and I know that I will always get support from random people in the world that some of them I've never met. And actually, because of those groups, I have friends from now all over the world, and with some people I became close friends over the years, and we even met in person when I traveled to those respective countries. So very, very important. They become like my business buddies over the year, and my people who can really understand what I'm going through. So it's super, super crucial to build this for you guys. Comfort zone, break it, get out of it all the time. I know that this is actually a little bit overrated, this saying, get out of your comfort zone. And because we hear it all the time, but again, it falls under the category of simple things that we don't do, not because they are actually not easy, but we don't do it because we think we know it. But just knowing that getting out of your comfort zone is important, and not getting out of your comfort zone is not going to help you grow. All right. One of the things that I say to myself whenever I find it really challenging, I say that my comfort zone can't keep up with me. Sorry, I just moved this so you can see it. So I always say, if you think that this is going to help you, by all means, write it down. So then you can say this to yourself as well when you are going through periods of growth that feel really challenging. So I always say, oh, my comfort zone can't keep up with me because there's so many things happening. Another thing that I've learned over the years and that I, again, pass on to other people to remember, very, very important. If you're always the smartest person in the room, you're not learning. So allow yourself to feel stupid. Allow yourself to not know things. It's fine. It just means that you're learning. So every time you're afraid to ask a question or you think, oh, I should know this, I'm not going to ask. Just remind yourself that if you're always the smartest person in the room, you're not learning. And if you're going to keep quiet and you're not going to ask the question, you're still not going to learn. And you can go another 10 years without learning that thing just because you refused to ask a question because you were embarrassed and you thought that, ooh, that person is going to say I'm stupid. Who cares? All right, and last but not least, feedback. Super, super important. Ask for feedback. Again, with the disclaimer, shall I say, ask for feedback from people who have similar journeys than as you, who are maybe 5 steps ahead of you, 10 steps ahead of you. So from people who really understand what you are doing in a way. I don't know, I'm sure you can relate to this. Sometimes the people who criticize us are the ones who never ever in their life did anything challenging, who just always sit on the other side of the fence and tell you what you should be doing, but they've never done it themselves. So not from those people who haven't gone out of their comfort zone, but from people who genuinely want to help you. Like, again, I would say that people in this group have your best interest at heart as well. They know what you're going through. So always ask for feedback from the people who understand you. And last but not least, what do you think this is? What do I want to say with this?
Confidence?
Yes, confidence. What else does this image provoke in you?
Close your eye.
Close your eyes. Goes back again to the power posing, yeah? How we give ourselves confidence. Power pose, do whatever. Yes, yeah, you should know that. You should know this, yeah. So the most common one, which is the hands on our hips, is called that's the Wonder Woman pose. But I totally recommend you guys watch your body shape, your body language might shape who you are, because there's some really, really good knowledge in there and some really good tips that you can start applying, and very interesting science at what happens in the brain when we close off our body language, what happens in the brain when we do the opposite. Super, super cool. There's probably one of my favorite talks of all times, and actually that stuff works. So I would totally encourage you guys to do it. It's on your classroom, no excuses. Okay, so takeaways. Be honest with yourself. Be honest where you are about. I don't know this yet. It's fine. I have the ability, I have the capacity to learn. Practice what you are unsure about. Always embrace new challenges, as most of you, or like all of you, did by joining this program. Seek constructive criticism, so be open to that, even if it doesn't feel very nice to hear it. I can completely understand that. Take action to improve yourself. Do things that will help you. And this you will only know if you watch her TED Talk. Yeah, she says, fake it till you become it, but it's all related to body language and what you can do and how we can use our body language to help us become more confident. Any questions? Questions?
Question is, where is May?
Sorry?
Where is May?
She's here.
Yes, I'm here. So how may I help you?
Hi, and before yesterday you say you want to see our face.
Oh, you want to see my face too? I think. Yeah, I will show my face, but not
No,
now.
just kidding. Take your time. I think you're busy.
Any questions related to what you've just heard? Raksa, this is a good way to control that, yeah, because you were asking earlier. Any questions related to this presentation?
For me, no, at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful presentation, actually. I digest a lot.
You see, as I mentioned about May early, is like in the class, have one student raise a hand and ask permission to go to bathroom. Go to restroom, sorry.
Unrelated.
I
was about to say that.
I could see it on your face.
I got one question. What's gonna happen if we don't get any question from the audience after we complete the presentation?
I mean, nothing happens. I typically tend to crack a joke and I would say, okay, then it means that I've done such a great job. You guys know everything now. And then that usually gets a laugh. Or I would say...
And more questions.
Yeah, and sometimes I think people are a bit in situations where people are a bit shy to ask questions, right? So, yeah. But sometimes very rarely that it happened to me not to have questions at the end of the presentation.
I want to share something that you see, for the beginning, everyone is very focused, and for the lately, now everyone is sometimes like even don't want to show the face. Before, everybody saw the face on the screen. Right now, it's so different.
Why aren't people showing their faces?
Yeah, we can do everything during that. Like sometimes I can do the series, or I can do my job during that time. I do the dual time during the class sometimes. Like the moderator has mentioned, the early, or some like the Rani, she mentioned yesterday, she do the final exam during the class.
Yes, two finals.
I mean, we don't want to look so distracted in camera, so that's why I